What makes eggs so powerful? Nature's original multivitamin. Let's begin with a simple truth. If nature could design a near-perfect food, it might look exactly like an egg. That may sound dramatic, but when you break it down nutritionally, it's hard to argue otherwise. Inside that small shell is a complete package of nourishment, something no granola bar, energy drink, or trendy supplement can fully replicate. One large egg contains about 6 grams of complete protein, meaning it delivers all 9 essential amino acids, the ones your body cannot make on its own. These amino acids are the building blocks of muscle, bone, skin, and enzymes. Whether you're recovering from an illness, healing a wound, or just trying to maintain strength with age, this protein matters. But protein is only the beginning. Eggs are loaded with vitamin A, crucial for eye health and immune defense. Vitamin D supports bone density and mood regulation, especially vital for seniors who get less sun exposure. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells from aging. Vitamin B12, essential for energy production, red blood cell formation, and neurological function. And choline, an underappreciated nutrient your brain depends on for memory and focus. In fact, eggs are one of the richest natural sources of choline in the human diet. Yet, over 90% of Americans don't get enough of it, especially older adults. That's not just a deficiency. It's a missed opportunity to protect the brain, slow cognitive decline, and stay mentally sharp. On top of that, you get selenium to boost your immune system, phosphorus to strengthen bones, and omega, 3 fatty acids that support your heart and brain. And here's the kicker, all of that in just 70 calories. Mini lesson: most foods are either calorie-dense or nutrient-poor. Eggs are nutrient-dense and calorie-conscious, which makes them especially valuable for older adults who need more nutrients, but often eat less overall. So yes, eggs are far more than a breakfast side dish. They're a small, affordable, and powerful ally in your daily wellness routine. But how does this translate to real-world benefits, like better strength, mobility, and energy as we age? That's exactly where we're headed next. Let's talk about one of the biggest concerns for people over 60, muscle loss, and why the protein in eggs could be your best defense against it. Protein Powerhouse, the secret to muscle, metabolism, and aging well. Here's a reality that many people underestimate until it's too late. After age 50, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass. It's slow at first, just 1 or 2% a year, but over time, it adds up. By your 70s or 80s, it can mean real weakness, instability, and an increased risk of falls and fractures. It's called sarcopenia, a condition that sounds clinical but shows up in everyday life. Getting out of a chair becomes harder, lifting groceries feels heavier, stairs look steeper. And yet, this doesn't have to be your future. One of the most effective ways to fight this silent decline is simple: get enough high-quality protein. Not just any protein, but the kind your body can easily digest, absorb, and use to rebuild muscle. This is where eggs shine. Each egg contains about 6 grams of complete protein. That means it has all 9 essential amino acids, the ones your body cannot make on its own. And more importantly, it contains leucine, an amino acid with a special job. It tells your body it's time to build. It activates the process your muscles use to repair and grow after daily wear or even gentle exercise. This is crucial as we age because older bodies need more stimulation to get the same effect. You can't just eat a little protein and expect big results. You need the right kind, in the right amount, at the right time of day. And eggs? They deliver. They're also easier to digest than a heavy steak, and far more natural than many store-bought protein bars, or powders loaded with chemicals, sugars, and preservatives. A couple of eggs in the morning is often more effective and more affordable than a synthetic shake. But beyond muscle maintenance, there's something else protein does. It supports your metabolism, the way your body burns energy. As muscle mass declines, metabolism slows, making weight gain easier and fatigue more common. Protein helps preserve that lean mass, which keeps your metabolic fire burning stronger. Here's the lesson. If you want to stay strong, independent, and energized, not just today, but for the years ahead, you need to start prioritizing high-quality protein. And few sources are as complete, affordable, and accessible as eggs. So the next time you crack 2 eggs into the pan, know that you're not just making breakfast. You're building the foundation for strength, balance, and resilience. And now that we've looked at how eggs fuel your body, let's shift to something even more delicate. Something you can't see in the mirror, but you feel every day. Your mind. Because the nutrients in eggs don't just rebuild muscle. They may also help protect and sharpen your brain. Brain boost or brain fog. What choline and B vitamins actually do. Let's talk about something we all fear as we grow older. Losing our sharpness. You misplace your keys. You walk into a room and forget why. Names, appointments, little details, they begin to slip. It can feel frustrating, even frightening. But the truth is your brain, just like your muscles, needs specific nutrients to stay strong. And 2 of the most important for brain function are choline and B vitamins. Guess what? Eggs are one of the best natural sources of both. Let's start with choline. Choline is like fuel for your brain's communication system. It helps your body produce acetylcholine, a key neurotransmitter that plays a central role in memory, learning, and even mood regulation. Without enough choline, those mental signals don't fire as well. You might feel foggy, forgetful, even emotionally flat. Here's the catch. 90% of Americans don't get enough choline, especially older adults and especially women. It's not widely found in most foods, and it's rarely talked about at doctor visits. But each large egg contains about 125 milligrams of choline, meaning 2 eggs a day can cover almost half your daily needs. Then come the B vitamins, especially B12, B6, and folate. These work together to lower levels of homocysteine, a compound that, when elevated, is linked to cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease. They also help your body make energy at the cellular level, so your brain has the fuel it needs to stay focused and alert. Many older adults, especially those over 60, unknowingly suffer from B12 deficiency. Symptoms include fatigue, confusion, memory lapses, and even balance problems. But since these signs mimic other aging issues, they're often ignored or misdiagnosed. Here's the lesson. Just because memory changes are common with age doesn't mean they're inevitable. Your brain can age gracefully if you feed it what it needs. And what it needs isn't always complicated or expensive. It could be as simple as a couple of eggs in the morning. So as you scramble your breakfast tomorrow, take a moment to appreciate that you're doing something powerful, not just for your body, but for your mind. Because staying sharp is just as important as staying strong. Now, let's shift focus to another vital area where eggs make a surprising impact: your eyes. Vision is something we often take for granted until it begins to fade. But what if your breakfast could actually help protect it? Let's take a closer look. Eye health essentials. Why eggs are more than just good for sight. As we age, one of the most precious things we begin to notice slipping away is our vision. The fine print gets fuzzier. Night driving becomes harder. Bright sunlight feels almost too much to handle. But what if a small habit, like eating 2 eggs a day, can help protect your eyesight for years to come? You probably heard someone say, "Eat your carrots. They're good for your eyes." And yes, they are. But what many people don't realize is that eggs may offer even more powerful protection, thanks to 2 nutrients you rarely hear about: lutein and zeaxanthin. These aren't just fancy-sounding antioxidants. They're specialized offenders designed to accumulate in the retina of your eyes, specifically in the macula, which is responsible for sharp, central vision. Their job? To filter out harmful blue light, reduce glare, and protect delicate eye tissues from oxidative stress and damage. That means they help guard against macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. They also help delay the formation of cataracts, which cloud the lens and dull your vision over time. Here's what's remarkable. Your body can't make lutein or zeaxanthin. You have to get them from food. And egg yolks are one of the most absorbable sources of both. Why? Because these nutrients are fat-soluble. And since egg yolks contain natural healthy fats, they help your body absorb these antioxidants far more effectively than a supplement or plant source alone. Plus, eggs also deliver vitamin A, another key player in eye health. Vitamin A supports the cornea, the outermost layer of your eye, and plays a crucial role in low-light vision. A deficiency in vitamin A is one of the leading causes of night blindness around the world. Many lesson, your eyes don't just need glasses. They need nutrition. And eggs deliver what many of us are missing, quietly, powerfully, and daily. Here's the takeaway. Don't wait until your vision fades to protect it. If you spend hours looking at screens, driving under bright light, or just want to maintain your independence as you age, your eyes need real support from the inside out. And that support can start with something as simple as your breakfast. Now that we explored how eggs protect your sight, let's look at a topic that still causes confusion and fear for many: cholesterol. Are eggs really safe for your heart, or should you be cutting back? It's time to separate myth from science. Cholesterol, heart health, and the truth about HDL. If there's one thing that's made people second-guess eating eggs for decades, it's this word: cholesterol. You've heard the warnings, don't eat too many eggs, they'll clog your arteries. For years, this belief was passed along like gospel. But today, science is telling a very different story. And if you're still afraid of eggs because of cholesterol, it might be time to update your thinking. Here's what we now understand. The cholesterol you eat doesn't automatically raise the cholesterol in your blood. That's a myth from outdated research. Your liver actually makes most of your cholesterol because it's essential to life. Every cell in your body needs it. When you eat cholesterol from food, your body simply produces less to balance it out. And when it comes to eggs, for most healthy people, eating eggs has little to no effect on their overall blood cholesterol. In fact, many studies show that eating eggs can actually increase HDL, the good cholesterol. Now, let's pause and clarify. HDL, or high-density lipoprotein, is responsible for clearing excess cholesterol from your bloodstream and carry it back to the liver for disposal. Think of HDL as a cleanup crew, keeping your arteries clear and your heart protected. Higher HDL levels are linked to lower risk of heart disease. And yes, eggs naturally support this process. So what about LDL, the bad cholesterol? For some individuals, especially those with familial hypercholesterolemia or other rare metabolic conditions, eating cholesterol-rich foods like eggs may influence LDL levels. If that's you, it's important to speak with your doctor before making dietary changes. But for the majority of people, the real drivers of heart disease are things like chronic inflammation, excess sugar and refined carbs, sedentary lifestyle, smoking, and trans fats, not the humble egg. Eggs, in contrast, offer antioxidants like lutein, anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats, and essential nutrients that actually support cardiovascular health. Here's the lesson. It's not about avoiding cholesterol. It's about supporting your body's ability to handle it wisely. And whole foods like eggs play a positive role when eaten in balance. So, if you've been skipping eggs out of fear, but still drinking sugary lattes or skipping movement, you might be targeting the wrong enemy. Eggs don't just fuel your strength and protect your heart. They also help stabilize your energy throughout the day. And that brings us to a benefit most people don't see coming. Let's talk about blood sugar. Because believe it or not, what's on your breakfast plate could determine whether you crash by 10 a.m. or stay steady all day long. The surprising link between eggs and stable blood sugar. When most people think about blood sugar, they think about sweets, cookies, soda, dessert. But blood sugar is affected by much more than sugar alone. It's shaped by what you eat first thing in the morning and how that meal fuels or destabilizes your entire day. And that's where eggs quietly shine. Unlike high-carb breakfasts like toast, cereal, or even fruit smoothies, eggs have a near-zero glycemic index. That means they won't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they digest slowly, releasing energy in a controlled, steady way. So instead of that mid-morning crash, where you feel irritable, tired, and hungry again, you stay clear-headed, focused, and stable. Why? Because the protein and healthy fats in eggs help slow down digestion and blunt the release of glucose into your bloodstream. Even more importantly, eggs have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, which is how efficiently your body uses insulin to transport sugar out of your blood and into your cells. That matters deeply for people with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or anyone trying to avoid energy crashes and constant cravings. Here's a simple real-life example. Let's say you start your morning with a bagel and orange juice. It's fast, easy, and seems harmless. But within 60 to 90 minutes, your blood sugar shoots up, then crashes hard. That crash triggers hunger, fatigue, and the urge to grab something sugary just to stay functional. Now imagine the same morning, but with 2 eggs and a side of sautéed vegetables. Your energy stays level. Your hunger is satisfied for hours. You're not thinking about snacks at 10:30 a.m. You're focused, steady, and in control. A steady blood sugar curve isn't just about avoiding diabetes. It's about protecting your energy, your mood, and your ability to think clearly. And eggs? They're one of the simplest, most effective tools you can use. If you're tired of feeling tired, if your energy spikes and crashes through the day, it's time to rethink what's on your plate in the morning. Because the right fuel doesn't just power your body. It balances your brain, your cravings, and even your emotional resilience. Now, let's turn to something many of us care about, but often treat as cosmetic: your skin, your hair, your nails. What have we told you that how they look might be telling you how well you're really nourishing yourself from the inside out? Let's explore that next. Beauty from the inside, skin, hair, and nails that reflect what you eat. When we talk about health, we often focus on what's happening inside, the heart, the brain, the muscles. But your body has a way of showing you what's going on right on the surface. Your skin, hair, and nails are more than just cosmetic. They're barometers of your inner health. And surprisingly, eggs offer some of the most important nutrients for keeping those outward signs of vitality strong, smooth, and resilient. Let's start with protein. Keratin, the structural protein that makes up your hair, your nails, and the outer layer of your skin, needs high-quality protein to be built and repaired. When your diet lacks protein, it doesn't just affect your strength. You may start to notice brittle nails, thinning hair, dry or sagging skin, things we often chalk up to aging, but are often rooted in poor nutrition. Eggs supply all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to create keratin, helping maintain the strength and elasticity of these tissues. Next is biotin, also known as vitamin B7. Biotin is a beauty powerhouse, critical for cell growth and fat metabolism. It strengthens brittle nails, encourages healthy hair growth, and keeps skin smooth and hydrated. Eggs are one of the richest natural sources of biotin, especially the yolk. Then there's vitamin A, which supports skin cell turnover and helps your scalp produce sebum, the natural oil that keeps hair shiny and moisturized. Zinc and selenium, also found in eggs, act as antioxidants, helping to fight free radicals that accelerate skin aging and dullness. Mini lesson: topical creams may treat the surface, but real, lasting beauty starts beneath it, with what you feed your body daily. You don't need expensive serums or hair treatments if your cells are getting what they need from within. Here's the takeaway. When your skin glows, when your nails are strong and your hair shines, those are signs that your body is well-fed, balanced, and thriving. And something as humble as 2 eggs a day, it might be the simplest beauty routine you've been missing. But as powerful as eggs are, how you prepare them can either boost or break their benefits. Let's talk about the best and worst, ways to cook your eggs, and how to protect their nutrients every step of the way. Cooking smart, best and worst ways to prepare your eggs. By now, we've seen how eggs offer your body powerful tools, nutrients that support your heart, brain, muscles, and even your skin. But here's something most people never think about. How you cook your eggs matters just as much as eating them in the first place. You could have the world's best ingredient, but cook it the wrong way, and you lose half the value. Let's make sure you're not leaving nutrition on the stove. First, the best methods for preserving nutrients. Boiled eggs are among the simplest and healthiest choices. When you boil an egg, especially if you leave the yolk slightly soft, you help retain sensitive nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and choline. There's no added fat, and the structure of the protein remains intact. Poached eggs are another great option. Because they're cooked in water without oil or high heat, you avoid oxidation and preserve most of the eye-protecting antioxidants and brain-supporting compounds. A soft, runny yolk isn't just delicious, it's smarter for your health. Lightly scrambled eggs, especially if cooked in olive oil and paired with vegetables, can also be a nutrient-rich choice. The key is low to medium heat and avoiding long cooking times. Now, Let's look at the common mistakes that can actually strip your eggs of their goodness. Overcooking is the biggest culprit. When you fry eggs on high heat until the yolk is hard or rubbery, you risk damaging lutein and choline, two of the most important nutrients for eye and brain health. High heat can also oxidize the cholesterol in the yolk, which may contribute to inflammation in some individuals. Another issue is using the wrong cooking oils, like margarine or processed seed oils, which may introduce trans fats and toxic compounds when heated. Choosing a small amount of olive oil or avocado oil is a much safer option. Finally, hygiene matters too. Avoid using cracked eggs or those past their prime. Bacteria like salmonella can sneak in through damaged shells. Always wash your hands after handling raw eggs and store them properly in the refrigerator. Mini lesson: nutrients are fragile. Cooking should protect your food, not punish it. Gentle heat, short time, and mindful choices. That's the recipe for a truly nourishing meal. Here's the takeaway. Eggs are only as powerful as the way you prepare them. Don't let careless cooking cancel out all the benefits you deserve. Now that we know how to cook them right, let's answer a question that often gets overlooked. Are all eggs created equal? From chicken to duck, cage-free to omega-3. Enriched, it's time to decode the labels and help you make the smartest choice at the grocery store. Are all eggs equal? Choosing between chicken, duck, and quail. By now, you may be thinking, okay, I'm convinced about the benefits of eggs, but does it matter which kind I choose? It's a great question, because not all eggs are created equal. And depending on your health goals, budget, or even taste preferences, choosing the right egg can make a real difference. Let's start with the most common option, chicken eggs. They're affordable, widely available, and nutritionally balanced. A standard large chicken egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein, along with a solid dose of B12, selenium, and choline. For most people, they're a perfect everyday choice, versatile, digestible, and easy to cook. But what about duck eggs? Duck eggs are larger and richer in both flavor and nutrients. They contain more fat and more protein than chicken eggs, along with higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain and heart health. However, because of their higher cholesterol and fat content, they may not be ideal for individuals with certain cardiovascular concerns. And their strong taste and dense texture aren't for everyone. Then there are quail eggs, small, delicate, and nutrient-dense despite their size. These little gems are rich in iron, B vitamins, and antioxidants, and are often favored in gourmet dishes and specialty diets. Their smaller size makes them a great snack or salad topper. Just keep in mind you'll need 4 or 5 to match the protein of one chicken egg, beyond the species. You also have different labels to consider at the store. Cage-free or free-range eggs often come from hens with better living conditions, and some evidence suggests slightly higher nutrient profiles. Omega-3 enriched eggs come from hens fed flaxseed or algae, increasing the content of heart-healthy fats. Organic eggs must meet specific feed and housing standards. But remember, organic doesn't always mean more nutritious. It means fewer additives and pesticides in the supply chain. Mini lesson: don't just buy eggs by price or packaging. Think about what your body needs and let that guide your choice. If you're trying to boost your omega-3s, duck or omega-enriched chicken eggs might be ideal. If you want something light and elegant, quail eggs could be fun to explore. And if you're after balance and affordability, regular chicken eggs are still an excellent option. Here's the takeaway. The best egg for you is the one that fits your health needs, your taste, and your lifestyle without stress or confusion. Because making smart choices doesn't mean complicating your life. It means understanding your options and using food as your ally. And speaking of making smart choices, what if eggs just don't work for you? Whether due to allergies, dietary restrictions, or personal beliefs, some people need to go egg-free. So let's finish strong with a practical question. What should you eat instead, without losing the nutrition your body still needs? Let's take a look at the best egg alternatives. Who should avoid eggs, and what to eat instead? After hearing all the incredible benefits of eggs, you might wonder, is there anyone who should actually avoid them? The answer is yes. As powerful as eggs can be, they're not for everyone. And knowing whether they're right or wrong for you is an important step in taking control of your health. First, if you have an egg allergy, even a mild one, eggs should be avoided completely. This is especially true for young children and certain adults whose immune systems react to the proteins in egg whites or yolks. Symptoms can range from skin irritation to digestive distress, or in severe cases, anaphylaxis. In those situations, there's no safe amount. Total avoidance is necessary. Then there's dietary choice. Some people follow a plant-based or vegan lifestyle, either for ethical, health, or environmental reasons. Others may have been advised by a doctor to limit eggs due to very specific medical conditions, like rare lipid disorders or gallbladder issues. But here's the good news. Even if eggs are off the table, you don't have to miss out on the nutrients they provide. Let's talk substitutions, not just in recipes, but in function. For baking, one of the best egg replacements is a chia seed egg. Mix 1 tablespoon of chia seeds with 3 tablespoons of water. Let it sit until it forms a gel. It mimics the binding properties of egg in cakes, muffins, or pancakes. Mashed banana and unsweetened applesauce are also great egg substitutes in sweet dishes. They offer moisture, binding power, and even a hint of natural sweetness. If you're looking to replace the protein that eggs provide, turn to foods like tofu, especially firm tofu, which is high in protein and very versatile. Chickpeas or lentils, great in savory dishes, and rich in fiber and minerals. Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, for those who are vegetarian but not vegan. Mini lesson: it's not about forcing your body to fit someone else's diet. It's about listening to your needs and making sure you get the right nutrients in a way that works for you. Here's the takeaway. Eggs are a nutrient powerhouse, but they're not the only path to good health. Whether you include them or avoid them, the goal is the same: real food, real balance, and real awareness. And maybe that's the deeper lesson from this entire journey. Your health isn't built by one food. It's built by the daily decisions you make, small, simple, consistent ones, like what you put on your plate each morning. So now the question becomes, what will you choose next time you reach for breakfast?